Okay, good morning. I am Sibasis. Today I am going to start your Coulomb's law. So give the heading Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law. This Coulomb's law is applicable for point charge. Coulomb's law is applicable for point charge. Point charge, and the charge must be static, that is static point charge. What the law states? The law states, suppose there are two point charges called Q1, another point charge is Q2, and if they are separated by a distance r, then according to Coulomb's law, the Coulomb's law calculate the force of attraction or the force of repulsion between two static point charges if two charges, that is maybe Q1 and that is Q2, of one same nature. If two charges of same nature, that is positive or negative, then it is force of repulsion. If the two charges Q1 and Q2 suppose are opposite in nature, that is one is positive, the second one is negative, then there is a force of attraction. So that force of attraction and the force of repulsion basically gives by the Coulomb's law. It generally gives the magnitude and the direction of the force of attraction and the force of repulsion between two static point charges. But first I try to convince you the scalar form of the Coulomb's law. Then I will move to the vector form of the Coulomb's law. So in scalar form, my objective is to calculate only the magnitude of the force. That magnitude of the force is directly proportional to the product of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That is the statement of the Coulomb's law. Suppose there are 2 point charges called Q1. Suppose there are 2 point charges. One is called Q1 and other is called Q2, and suppose they are separated by a distance r, then the force of attraction or the force of repulsion between these two static point charges is equal to F in magnitude. F in magnitude is equal to Q1, or you can say first is directly proportional. According to that law, F is proportional to Q1 Q2, that is the product of their charges, magnitude of the product of the charges, and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, that is 1 by r square. So according to the laws, F is proportional to Q1 Q2 and F is proportional to 1 by r square. If I remove the proportionality, if you will combine these two, then I can say F is proportional to Q1 Q2 by r square. Now if I will remove the proportionality constant, that proportionality constant can be removed by saying F is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by r square, This is the magnitude of the force between 2 point charge Q1 and Q2 is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by r square. Here K is called the proportionality constant, or it is called the Coulomb constant, and the value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power 9 in SI unity, and the value of K, only value, I am not talking about unit and dimension. The value of K is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 in SI unity, and the value of K is equal to 1 in CGS unity, and this is called Coulomb constants. Again, this K basically 1 by 4 pi epsilon, 1 by 4 pi epsilon is a parameter which depends on the medium. So the value of K, the Coulomb constant, is depends on the medium. It value is depends on the medium. So K value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 for free space. I am talking about this. K value is equal to this for free space. Again, this is also for free space. But if it is not free space, then obviously depends upon the medium. So K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, where epsilon is called the permittivity of the medium. This is called permittivity of medium. Now I am moving to what is permittivity. So basically permittivity of a medium epsilon is equal to epsilon 0 into epsilon r, where epsilon 0 is called permittivity of the free space. Permittivity of free space, where epsilon r is called the relative permittivity. This quantity is called relative permittivity. This is called relative permittivity, and that relative permittivity is a unitless and dimensionless quantity. Unitless, also it is a dimensionless quantity. Dimension, because it is a relative term. It is a relative term. जन को आउ जने केते अधिक कि केते फैक्टर रे अधिक कि केते फैक्टर रे कम. So it is a relative term. So it is basically unitless and dimensionless quantity. So the value of k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. So the value of k is depends on the medium. So 1 by 4 pi are the constant. So epsilon, that epsilon is again depends on the medium, because k depends on medium. 1 by 4 pi is constant, so only remaining is in the denominator side epsilon. That means epsilon is depends on the medium. Then the value of epsilon is epsilon 0 into epsilon r. Again epsilon 0 is constant. Epsilon 0 is constant, and its value is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12, and its value is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. It is fixed. So only variable quantity is epsilon r. So for free space, the value of epsilon r is equal to 1. The value of epsilon r is equal to 1 for free space. For free space, the value of epsilon r is equal to 1. So epsilon is equal to epsilon 0. So for free space, my Coulomb's law become F magnitude is equal to k. In the place of k, I can put 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Epsilon means it is epsilon 0 into epsilon r. Epsilon 0 into epsilon r into q1 q2 divided by r square. I can take the mod of q1 and q2, but I am talking about free space. In free space, the relative permittivity is equal to 1. If the relative permittivity is equal to 1, so my Coulomb's law formula become 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into q1 mod into q2 mod divided by r square. That is the magnitude of force. Force may be a attraction force, it may be a repulsion force. If q1 and q2 is of same types, is of same nature, then the force is again a repulsion force. If q1 and q2 is of opposite nature, then the force is a attraction force. So the force of attraction and the force of repulsion between two static point charges is directly proportional to the magnitude of the product between them. It's directly proportional to the magnitude of the product between the charge, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them act along the line joining between the two charges. That point I will explain in the vector form of the Coulomb's law. Act along the line joining between the two charges. If you want, you just write down the statement, Coulomb's law statement. I just write down somewhere here. It states that, if I am writing here, it is visible. I think it is visible. In this box, I try to finish it. Coulomb's law statement. It states that the force of attraction, attraction or repulsions between two static point charges is directly proportional is directly proportional to the magnitude of the product of the charge to the magnitude of the product of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, to the square of distance between them, act along the line joining between them. Act along the line joining between them. Again, is a important, this definition is important. It states the force of attraction or the force of repulsion between two static point charge is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of the charge and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Act along the line joining between the two charges. This all about your Coulomb's law in scalar form. Again, next give the heading the value of unity and dimension of K. Next my target is to calculate what I am going to define what is permittivity. Then I am going to define the unity and dimension of K, unity and dimension of epsilon. Permittivity कहले कौन बुझ? अच्छा ता पूर्व लिखि दउछु फोर्स इज इक्वल टू 1 by 4 pi epsilon into q1 q2 by r square in scalar form. So if there are 2 point charge q1 and q2, they are separated by distance r, then the Coulomb's force is our F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 by r square in any medium. So for any medium epsilon become epsilon 0 into epsilon r, and this is called permittivity. So जदि दीटा चार्ज q1 और q2 फिक्स मानकर q1 और q2 फिक्स तांका भितर दूरता भी फिक्स ताले फोर्स कांस्टेंट हबो जदि मु गोटिए मीडियम फिक्स रखी जदि मीडियम चेंज होतिबो ताले फोर्स चेंज होतिबो काहे कि epsilon is equal to epsilon 0 into epsilon r. So epsilon r is the relative permittivity, and that relative permittivity in non-medium it is not same. So for air it is that is vacuum it is 1, for glass it is 80. So for different mediums the value of the relative permittivity is different, that means force is changing. So medium to medium, if there are two same points are different separated by a same distance, then the force is changed. So based upon that I am writing the definition of the permittivity. It is the characteristic of the medium. It is the characteristic of the medium which affects the force between 2 point charge. Simple. It is the characteristic of the medium which affect the force between 2 point charge. एटा गोटे मीडियम रे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक जे अफेक्ट करूची बिटवीन 2 पॉइंट चार्ज रो इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स आ ताकू मु कहूची परमिटिविटी. सो and its value basically epsilon is equal, I have already stated this, epsilon 0 into epsilon r, epsilon 0 into epsilon r. Then relative permittivity you can define. After that I am going to say this is basically the permittivity, this is permittivity free space, permittivity in free space, this is relative permittivity. relative permittivity. Now if I am say what is relative permittivity is unitless dimensionless quantity, so relative permittivity become epsilon by epsilon 0. So it is the ratio of absolute permittivity to permittivity of the free space. I can say absolute permittivity divided by permittivity of the free space of free space. Epsilon r is the absolute permittivity divided by permittivity of the free space. Okay. In terms of force, if I try to define, again, suppose there are two charges, one is Q1, another is Q2. Suppose now they are placed at a distance of r meter away in air. Same 2 point charge Q1 and Q2, same 2 point charge Q1 and Q2 separated by r meter away in another medium. This medium is not air, this is another medium. Now my objective is to calculate force between these 2 point charges in air divided by force between these 2 point charges in the medium. So the force according to the formula, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into epsilon r, as it is air means vacuum, means free space, epsilon r is equal to 1. So it is Q1 Q2, the distance between them is r square. In the same manner, that is a medium. If that is a medium, that is different relative permittivity. So I can say 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into epsilon r, because that medium is changed. If the medium is changed, that you have a relative permittivity, then I have to put that relative permittivity value over here. Again it is Q1 into Q2 divided by r square. So this and this get cancelled, this and this get cancelled. It is only remaining is 1 by 1 by 1, means 1 by 1 by epsilon r, that is epsilon r, that is relative permittivity. So relative permittivity have two definitions. One can say absolute permittivity of the medium divided by permittivity of the free space. Definition 1. Definition 2. So if there are 2 point charges, calculate the force between the 2 point charges in air first, then calculate the force between 2 point charges in that particular medium, then simply divide that. If you divide it, it will get epsilon r. So epsilon r is basically the relative permittivity f air by f medium. Okay, I am just make it point here. Epsilon r is equal to epsilon by epsilon 0 is equal to force between 2 point charge in air divided by force between 2 point charge in a medium. So this is a relative permittivity. Again, it is simply a number. It is a relative term. So how can you understood the concept of relative permittivity? Just I am giving an example. Suppose dita charge गोटे Q1 आ गोटे Q2 गोटे मीडियम रे अछंती तांकरी फोर्स हैला मनकर 10. सपोज Q1 आ Q2 गोटे मीडियम रे अछंती तांक भीतर जो फोर्स हैला सेटा हला 10. मनकर से Q1 एंड Q2 तांक भीतर मनकर दूरता होची r आ से माने गोटे फोर्स प्रोड्यूस करछन, दैट फोर्स इज इक्वल टू 10. बर्तन से सिस्टम को लेकी मु आ गोटे मीडियम को पळे जाउची, आ गोटे मीडियम जतले जाउची बर्तमान पई मु फोर्स फील करूची, मनकर मु फोर्स फील करूची 2. Q1 Q2 सेम दूर बर्तमान मु फोर्स फील करूची 2. आगरु थिला 10, एवे फील कली फोर्स केते 2. ताले फोर्स रिड्यूस ला बाय फैक्टर 5. दैट मीन्स रिलेटिव परमिटिविटी ऑफ द न्यू मीडियम इज इक्वल टू 5. कहीं प्रीवियसली मु एयर मीडियम रे वैक्यूम रे मेजर करथली 10 न्यूटन, वर्तमान भाई मु मेजर करछि 2 न्यूटन. ताले फोर्स कम हला बाय फैक्टर ऑफ 5, एंड जते फैक्टर रे फोर्स कम हेछि दैट इज द रिलेटिव परमिटिविटी of that medium. So relative permittivity of the second medium is 5. Understood? And again definition is very clear. So it is the characteristic of the medium which affects the force between the 2 point charge. that is the meaning of permittivity, and relative permittivity is a relative term. So it is basically the ratio, the ratio of epsilon by epsilon 0, where epsilon is called the permittivity, that is absolute permittivity of the medium, and epsilon 0 is the permittivity of the free space. Point 1, or you can say force between two static point charges in vacuum divided by the force between two static point charges in that medium, where you want to calculate the relative permittivity of the medium. So that is basically relative permittivity of the medium. So relative permittivity is a unitless and dimensionless quantity. It is simply a relative terms. Now my objective is to calculate the unity and dimension of Coulomb constant K and epsilon, that is permittivity. So next give the heading unity and dimension of K. That Coulomb's law is saying F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. My objective is to calculate K. So K is equal to F R square divided by Q1 into Q2. First I will concentrate on to calculate the unity. So force the unity समस्त जानिछे Newton, R माने distance, in SI unity it is meter square, Q माने Coulomb, so Newton meter square by Coulomb square. That is the unity of K, Coulomb constant. So in the same manner, if you say what is K, K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. So from that I can say K is inversely proportional 1 by epsilon. So K and epsilon, they are inverse in nature if they are reciprocal. If they are reciprocal, the K रो जदि unity Newton meter square by Coulomb square आसीथिला ताले epsilon रो unity केते आसीबो Coulomb square divided by Newton meter square. Simply 1 by epsilon. Next is dimension. So in order to do the dimension, there is force. So K रो dimension काढिया पई मु कोन करछि, force m into a, mass m, acceleration meter per second square, L t minus 2, that is m L t minus 2, this is meter square, that is length square, divided by coulombs, okay, charge. So what is charge केमती आसीबो, I समस्त जानछो I is equal to Q by I, rate of flow of charge, I is equal to Q by T, imply that Q is equal to I into T. So I means it is ampere, T means it is second, so AT. So Q रो dimension हवा ampere into time, that is AT, AT पुणी हवा AT. So मोटा मोटी यहाँ पे कही परिवी A2T2. So I will solve it. It will be M ऊपर है A का, L2 L3 T minus 4 A minus 2, that is the dimension of K. So this is the dimension of K. In the same manner I can calculate the dimension of epsilon because it is simply reciprocal. So I can say it is m to the power minus 1, L to the power minus 3, T to the power 4, again A to the power 2. So that is the dimension of epsilon. So epsilon dimension, that is the permittivity unity Coulomb square Newton meter square, and its dimension is equal to here. In the same manner the Coulomb constant unity Newton meter square by Coulomb square and तार dimension एटा CHSE रे एटा बहुत थरा क्वेश्चन पचारछि, unity and dimension of K or epsilons, that is Coulomb constant or epsilons. So ये थिला मोटा मोटी भाबे scalar forms of your Coulomb's law. Next मोर हेडिंग ओके गोटे क्वेश्चन छोटिया क्वेश्चन आ ऊपर कर दूची, लिखि दो, फाइंड द force, find the magnitude of force between 2 point charge, find the magnitude of force between 2 point charge, find the magnitude of force between 2 point charge 2 coulomb out 3 coulomb if they are separated by 2 meter. If they are separated by 2 meter, find the magnitude of force. So again सुनो ये प्लस भीतर कौन रहे फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन ना फोर्स ऑफ रिपल्सन. सो जेहेतु 2 पॉइंट चार्ज गोटे प्लस 2 कूलम आउ गोटे प्लस 3 कूलम. सो सेम नेचर ऑफ चार्ज दैट इज फोर्स ऑफ रिपल्सन. सो फोर्स ऑफ रिपल्सन्स, so force of repulsions is equal to K, Coulomb constant K. Again, if nothing is mentioned, assume it is air, that is vacuum. So K and its value all of you know K Q1 Q2 2 coulomb into 3 coulomb by आंख भीतर दूरता 2 square. So गोटे 2 गले. So basically 3K by 2. So 3K by 2, if you will put the value of K, that is 3 by 2 into K is equal to I think 9 into 10 to the power 9. So this will come around 27 into 10 to the power 9 divided by 2 newtons. This is the force of repulsion between these 2 point charge if they are separated by 2 meter. ओके आ गोटे क्वेश्चन लिख लो. फाइंड द मिनिमम फोर्स बिटवीन 2 पॉइंट चार्ज इफ दे आर सेपरेटेड बाय 1 मीटर. ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस. फाइंड द मिनिमम फोर्स between 2 point charge. Find the minimum force between 2 point charge if they are separated by 1 meter. Solutions. प्रथम कथा दीटा पॉइंट चार्ज अच्छा भर दूरता हूँ 1 मीटर वाली क्वेश्चन देती. आई नीड टू कैलकुलेट मनकर यहाँ Q1 आउ यहाँ Q2, यहाँ Q1 आउ यहाँ Q2. मत दरकार फाइंड द फोर्स. फोर्स अट्रैक्शन हो पारे, फोर्स रिपल्सन हो पारे. सो मुझे जानची फोर्स रो फॉर्मूला K इज ए कांस्टेंट बाय डिफॉल्ट. इट इज एयर, इट इज कांस्टेंट K Q1 Q2 by R square. मते Q1 आउ Q2 कौन दरकार. आई नीड टू कैलकुलेट द मिनिमम फोर्स. सो फोर्स मिनिमम हम केते बेले जिते Q1 इंटू Q2 इज मिनिमम हम. आउ जिते Q1 इंटू Q2 मिनिमम हम सबुठ मिनिमम चार्ज किए दैट इज इलेक्ट्रोनिक चार्ज. सो यू हैव टू टेक इलेक्ट्रोनिक चार्ज दैट Q1 जगह मु पकेबी E, Q2 जगह पकेबी E. So E into E is equal to K E square divided by the 1 meter fixed 1 square. That is answer is K E square Newton. The value of K you have to put, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9. So this is the correct answer, K E square, because I need to calculate the minimum force. If I need to calculate the minimum force, ताले मते कौन नेबार अछि. मते नेबार अछि minimum Q1 and Q2. So Q1 and Q2 will be minimum. जदि मु minimum charge नेबी आ minimum charge exist होछि electronic charge. Sethipai find the minimum force between 2 point charge if they are separated by 1 meter. The answer is K E square Newton, where K is the Coulomb constant. You have to put that value, and E is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Clear? Because I need to calculate the magnitudes. Okay. Next heading देबा में Coulomb's law in vector form is important basically. Coulomb's law in vector form जानी पारिले ही सब इजी रहबा. नेक्स्ट फिजिक्स जहाँ भी तुम 12th रे पढ़िबो. Coulomb's law in vector form. Coulomb's law in vector form. होप समझते कि किछि किछि वेक्टर फंड आसुथिबो. यूनिट वेक्टर कहले कौन बुझ, मैग्नीट्यूड एंड डायरेक्शन ऑफ द वेक्टर, कहीं ताहा ऊपर ही ये सब कूलम्स लॉ इन वेक्टर फॉर्म रही है। ओके स्टार्ट करूची। Let us, this is my x axis and this is my y axis. This is x and this is y axis. I am assuming, suppose there are 2 point charge. गोटे point charge एठी अछि called q1. एठी अछि माने कोठी अछि? Obviously तारी गोटे position vector थिबो। आ मने कर हम कहूची position vector is r1. ए point रो position vector हैला r1. Suppose there is a point charge q1 which is situated at the position vector r1. Another point charge called suppose q2 which is situated at the position vector r2, which is situated at the position vector r2. So there are 2 point charge q1 and q2 which is situated at the position vector r1 and r2. Again, if this q1 is positive and this q2 is positive, then there is a repulsion. So there is a repulsion, that is q1 and q2. So assume करुची जे q both are same type, that is q1 and q2 both are positive. So if both are positive, in that assuming that sense, I am now deriving the Coulomb's law in vector forms. So there is a repulsion, so in this the force will be here, the force will be like this. So this is the force in this direction and this is the force in this direction. In the statement I have already told the force are acting along the line joining between the two charges. So a force is join karibi, that is simply a line. A force को मुझे कौन कहूँगी? Force at 2 due to 1 and this is a vector quantity. So a जगह जो force that is कहूँगी F21. In the same manner a जगह ढाला मोरी location 1, so a जगह जो force मतलब कहीं force at 1 due to 2, so F12. This is force. In the black color I am trying to represent the direction, sorry. Okay, now a direction, only direction, a direction तो कौन कहूँ? A direction टा कुआड़े जाऊँगी? A करू, this is point 1, this is point 2. So this direction is basically R12 cap. This direction is basically R12 cap, and this direction it is start from 2, it is going towards 1, and this direction is called R21 cap. R21 cap. This is the directions. So यदि magnitude सहित मु direction दे देबी ताल that is a vector. यदि magnitude सहित मु direction दे देबी that is vector. I am already Coulomb's law in scalar form कहिछि, only I have to add that direction in that scalar form, then it will give me the Coulomb's law in vector form. Okay, so मुझे किसी point लिखा चाहूँगी. First F12 माने कौन? And that is a vector. Clear? F12, the force at q1, the force at q1 due to, और आपको जब बहुत जन कौन, the force experienced by the charge q1 due to charge q2. मु एमती कहूँ for the force at q1 due to q2. Similarly F21 कहले कौन बुझ? The force at q2 due to q1, force at q2 due to q1. बर्तमान में गोटे को अब फास्ट चर्चा करछि, मते F12 ही धरियार अछि. मने कर F12, the force of attraction or the repulsion between two charge body. First, the force of attraction or the repulsion between two charge body is equal to K q1 into q2. So I am saying q1 into q2 divided by the distance between them, square of the distance between them. So this position vector is r1 and this position vector is r2. So the distance between them is r1 minus r2, because this is a position vector, this is a position vector. So r1 minus r2. mod square. This is the distance between these two. This point and this point, the distance is r1 minus r2. Again I just make a note because r1 minus r2 ra mod jaha same as r2 minus r1 ra mod, because it is distance. So distance between q1 and q2, one can say r1 minus r2 mod, or one can say r2 minus r1 mod. Okay, next. So F12 is equal, that means I need to calculate force at this point. Because of this is equal to magnitude to remain same, k q1 q2 by r square. Then what is the direction? At this point the force direction is here, that is r21 cap. R21 cap. That is the unit vector, r21 cap. R21 cap. Understood? Again. Now I am writing again the same thing, that is k q1 q2 divided by r1 minus r2 mod square, that is the position vector, r1 minus r2 mod square into r21 cap. I can say it is r21 vector divided by magnitude of r21 vector. R21 vector divided by the magnitude of R21 vector. So the same thing again I can write here as k q1 q2 divided again R21 is basically what? The distance between one charge and two charge. I can say R1 minus R2 mod or R2 minus R1 mod. So already R1 minus R2 mod square अछि. एठी आवडे आसी R1 minus R2 mod, that is R1 minus R2 mod square थिला आउट आसला, that is केते हला q हे गला R21. ओके, ता पूर्व गोटे पॉइंट खाली मु कहूची एठी सुनो. मने कर ये गोटे a आ ये गोटे पॉइंट कॉल्ड v. This is a point a, this is a point b. Suppose मु कहूची a v वेक्टर केते, तमे सवा कोन कहूचो पोजीशन वेक्टर ऑफ b minus position vector of A, that is head minus tail. So in this manner मते दरकार R21 क्या, R21 21 ताले head कोड अछि 1 और tail कोड अछि 2. I can say here it is R21 cap is basically R1 minus R2 position vector, R21 cap. So this is basically my force. So again I am just writing here force 1 2 is equal to k q1 q2 divided by r1 minus r2 mod q into r1 vector minus r2 vector. So this is the force experienced by the charge particle 1 due to the charge particle 2, and the direction is here, that is R21 cap. R21 cap can be represented as R1 vector minus R2 vector. R1 minus R2 vector, because this is a position vector and this is a position vector. So this is one. In the same manner you can solve by yourselves what is the value of F21 and how F21 and F12 are related. So next हमको कौन करियार अछि, F21 कैलकुलेट करियार अछि. F21 मु इट कैलकुलेट करछि, एटा मोर फाइनल एक्सप्रेशन ता आकु मु इरेज करूनी आ समस्त के इरेज करूछि. ओके, एटा भी थाउ काम दबो. ओके, नेक्स्ट मु जाउ छेबे कौन कैलकुलेट करिया F21. F21 vector. What is the meaning of F21? The force experienced at the charged particle 2 due to the charged particle 1, and that F21 is equal to k q1 q2 divided by r square. एठी r केते बाबा, r एठी लिखु जे r2 minus r1 र square into direction कोड दरकार. Force experienced at the charged particle 2 due to the charged particle 1. So charge particle 2 जो force direction होची याड है, that is r12 cap. एठू लिखुची r12 cap, that is the unit vector. R12 कैप को हम कौन लिखि परिबी R12 वेक्टर डिवाइडेड बाय R12 वेक्टर रो मॉड अगेन ताकू कहि परिबे R12 हो कि R21 हो से केते R2 R1 रो मॉड और R1 R2 रो मॉड सो आकू कहि परिबी के Q1 Q2 डिवाइडेड बाय R2 R1 mod रो Q दिस इज पोजीशन वेक्टर mod रो Q आउ एठी किए रहि गला R12 अगेन एई जगह को मु कहि परिबी इन टर्म्स ऑफ पोजीशन वेक्टर head minus tail that is R2 vector minus R1 vector. Clear? Now this is a mod. Okay, again I represent because I know R2 minus R1 jaha R1 minus R2 taha तो मते ए जिनसटा मु एमदी लिखुची मो सुविधा पई R1 minus R2 no issue over here. But this I can wrote because this is not magnitude, this is vector, this is magnitude. So magnitude minus 3 ro magnitude भी 3, 3 ro magnitude भी 3. So for that purpose now again I am writing k, I am taking common minus k q1 q2 divided by r1 minus r2 mod ro q एठी कोनटा रहइबो r1 वेक्टर minus r2 वेक्टर क्लियर बर्तमान में ए जिनस कौन तुम लगुची एट होती किए दिस इज माइनस के जस्ट लुक एट हियर के q1 q2 डिवाइड r1 minus r2 q into r1 vector minus r2 is nothing but f12 so I can say this is nothing but f12 af12 ये किए एट कोठी डिराइव करथले f21 so f21 vector is equal to minus f12 vector. Conclusion here, suppose there are 2 points are separated by a distance r, the magnitude experienced by this charge is same as the magnitude experienced by this charge, but the direction is opposite. So this force, if the direction is here, this force, the direction is in this direction, but the direction in such a way that they are always acting along the line joining between the two charges. This point concludes that your Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law, that is electrostatic force obey Newton's third law, because this force is action reaction pair. This force is action reaction pair, equal in magnitude and opposite in directions. So the force of attraction and the force of repulsion between two charge body is directly proportional to the magnitude of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them acting along the line joining between the two charge. That acting along the line joining between the two charge is very very important. With this I can conclude that your Coulomb's law obey Newton's third laws. Okay, with this I am now going to okay, this all about your Coulomb's law in vector form. Coulomb's law in vector form, you need to calculate the force at 1 due to 2 and the force at 2 due to 1, and ultimately you need to prove that f21 is equal to minus f12. That meaning is magnitude of the force is same and the direction is opposite. So this is all about your Coulomb's law in vector form. Next I am trying to give some of the properties of Coulomb's law and some limitation of the Coulomb's law. Next you can give the heading properties of the Coulomb's law. Okay, next is your properties of Coulomb law. Suppose this is q1 and this is q2, they are separated by a distance r. q1 जति की फोर्स एक्सपीरियंस करियो q2 पाई जदि आ गोटे तृतीय चार्ज q3 आसीबो ताले q1 ए q2 पाई जो फोर्स आगु एक्सपीरियंस करथला सेती करियो ना कम करियो ना अधिक करियो आंसर ला सेती करियो काहे कि द फोर्स बिटवीन टू चार्ज इज not depend on the presence or absence of more charge. That is first properties. The force of attraction or repulsion, the force between 2 point charge, the force between 2 point charge is independent of the presence or absence of any other charge. Point number 1, the force between 2 point charge is independent of the presence or absence of any other point charge. Next point, the direction, always it is true. Suppose this is plus and plus. So if it is plus and plus, here is the force direction and here is the force direction. That is opposite. Suppose it is plus and minus. So if plus and minus, this is attractions. So always the direction of force between 2 point charge are opposite in nature. Always the direction of force between 2 point charge is opposite, but its magnitude is same. गला एबे भी हम प्रमाण करते हैं f12 is equal to minus f21. That meaning is both have same magnitude but opposite directions. So always the direction of force between 2 point charge is opposite but its magnitude is same. So that magnitude saman रहेगा. This point concludes that your Coulomb's law, that is electrostatic force or electrostatic force, always obeys in Newton's third law. Electrostatic force obeys Newton's third law. Electrostatic force obey Newton's third law. Next point, electrostatic force, also you know electrostatic force will always act along the line joining between the charge. Electrostatic force acts along the line joining between the charge. This also I discussed. Electrostatic force act along the line joining between the two charges. Act along the line joining between the two charges. Above point conclude that electrostatic force is a central force. Above point concludes that electrostatic force is a central force. I would point लिखो आगू पढ़िबो. Electrostatic force is a conservative force. Electrostatic force is a conservative force. Conservative force means work done is independent of path. So electrostatic force is a conservative force. Electrostatic force is a conservative force. If any force is a conservative force, the force can be represented by minus the gradient of grad of potential energy. So, or we can say minus delta U. Currently just एबे भी दरकार नहीं, एटा मते आगु दरकार हबो सेति एबे कहि दोछि. Electrostatic force is a conservative force. If any force is a conservative force, it can be represented by a gradient of other scalar quantity, and that scalar quantity will be your potential energy. So electrostatic force is a conservative force. Conservative force माने कौन? The work done is independent of path. Work done independent of path. Work done केवल depend करियो initial point और final point भितर. It will not depend upon the path traveled by the or the path followed by the particle. It only depends on the initial point and the final point. Next point you can say electrostatic force is the second strongest force. The first is the strong nuclear force. Next will be electrostatic force. Then weak nuclear force, at last it will be gravitation. So just you make another point. Electrostatic force is the second strongest force of the nature. Is the second strongest force. Second strongest force, your electrostatic force. I think these are the properties sufficient for your any of the exam. So what are the properties of Coulomb's law or Coulomb's force? Next will be what is the limitation. This limitation, Coulomb's law is applicable for point charge, number one. Number two, it is not applicable if 2 point charge they are separated by a distance less than 1 Fermi. It is not applicable if 2 point charge if they are separated by a distance of less than 1 Fermi. So your Coulomb's law is applicable if 2 point charge are separated by a distance which is more than 1 Fermi. So less than 1 Fermi, your Coulomb's law is not applicable. So Coulomb's law is applicable for point charge, point 1. Point 2, Coulomb's law is applicable if 2 point charge they are separated by a distance more than 1 Fermi. Less than 1 Fermi is not applicable. So these are the two limitations of the Coulomb's law. Also you can say Coulomb's law is applicable for the static charge. It is not applicable for the moving charge. We can make that another point. Coulomb's law is applicable for the static charge. Coulomb's law is applicable for the point charge. Coulomb's law is applicable if between two charge the distance is more than 1 Fermi. If the distance is less than 1 Fermi, your Coulomb's law is not applicable. So this is the properties of Coulomb's law or Coulomb's force law, and this is three limitation of the Coulomb's law. Limitation 1, it is applicable for the static charge, it is applicable for the point charge, it is applicable for if the distance between 2 point charge is more than 1 Fermi. Less than 1 Fermi, it is not applicable. So this is all about your Coulomb's law. Next I'll going to say more number of problem based upon the Coulomb's law. Okay, next we'll start some problems. No, before that, okay, next I am going to start your superposition principle of the Coulomb's law. Superposition principles.